Hello, this is Elon Auerbach with Mortgage Watch for May 10th. The last 2 weeks' news out of Europe has really managed to jolt most everybody who's paying attention. In a lot of ways, it's carried us back to the years of 2007 and 2008, and all the starts and stops and huge plunges and recoveries that we went through in those times in our financial markets. It's been a sobering reminder of how intertwined the world's economies really are. Manufacturing, agriculture, commodities trading, business, banking all span the globe and have a huge interconnection. This thing has been going on in Europe and building for several years. The European Union has agreements and covenants with all the member nations, and they're supposed to report their financial results and numbers back. So they've been winking and blinking and not paying attention at what's going on in Greece, Portugal, Spain, Italy, and Ireland. There's only a few strong economies in that European Union, and they've been aware for years that the weaker ones, led by Greece, are someday going to have a reckoning. And they kept putting that off, hoping that the reckoning was further in the future. But putting things off always means that at some point it's here now, and that's what's happened the past couple of weeks. So Europe has now come to square with the things that they've been trying to put off. We talked about this in the past, that here in the US, we were trying to get things out in the open, which we've done to some degree. As you know, the thing with Goldman Sachs was obvious that there are still a lot of hidden issues to come up. But in Europe, it's really been done to a great degree. They've put the problem off until very, very recently, and now it's blown up. Yesterday, the news was that the European banks in the more powerful countries are going to try and bail out Greece and start a large fund that will help the other countries as well, try and calm things down. Scientists coined a phrase called chaos theory to explain some of this and how these global contagions really, really work. Summed up in the question, if a butterfly flaps its wings in Asia, can we feel the breeze here in the United States? Well, the answer, of course, is yes. World events and world economic things that go on do affect people everywhere in every corner of the globe. This week's version of the question is, if angry mobs are rioting in Greece, will investors in other countries freak out? Of course, the answer is yes, even in the United States. So what's the effect of all this on our economy and our financial future? In the long run, probably very, very little. The danger is that just like the flu pandemic, the economic contagion goes viral and spreads. And just like the flu pandemic, some of the effects are real and others are just the economic fallout that are going on. It's similar to when the H1N1 virus started spreading around the world and it was headlining the news. A lot of people started feeling achy and they thought they had scratchy throats. Emergency rooms were filled to overflowing with all those who feared they had the H1N1, but in reality, very few actually did. In the same way, investors here in the US were probably overacting quite a bit to the news out of Greece. Even rational quantitative types are in the end pretty emotional beings when their money is at risk. Speaking of emotional beings, if you or your significant other love the continent, that is Europe, and you have the extra cash to do so, this summer promises to be a heck of a time to go over there and visit Europe, as long as you avoid Greece. The exchange rate of the euro and the British pound are just phenomenal and a lot better than they've been in a very, very long time. But if you do go, you must promise me one thing, and that is send me a postcard from your favorite place. With that, I thank you very much. This is Elon Auerbach with Mortgage Watch from Unitrust Companies in San Diego. We'll see you soon.